Navigating the middle school maze. Welcome to the big world of middle school. It might seem like a giant, confusing puzzle right now, but every puzzle has a solution. Meet Sophia. She's just like you, a little nervous, a little excited, and ready to start a brand new adventure. Take a deep breath, turn the page, and let's walk through those big school doors together. Sophia sat on the edge of her bed the night before the big day, her fingers drumming nervously against her knees. Her stomach felt like a jar of restless fireflies. In elementary school, the halls were small and familiar, and she knew everyone's name. Now everything was changing, and the unknown felt very large. She looked at the giant school map spread across her lap. It looked less like a building and more like a complicated maze she wasn't sure she could solve. There were wings, levels, and rooms numbered in ways that made no sense. Room 101 is next to 305, she whispered to herself, tracing the lines with a shaking finger. Her older sister, Maya, leaned against the doorframe, watching her. Maya had navigated the middle school maze years ago. She walked over and handed Sophia a small, teal notebook with a silk ribbon. "It's a big world, Sophia," Maya said gently. "But remember, everyone else is just as lost as you are on day one." The next morning, Sophia stood in front of the mirror. She pulled on her denim jacket over her favorite pink t-shirt. The outfit felt like a suit of armor, giving her just a bit more strength. She gripped the straps of her backpack, took a deep breath, and told her reflection, "You can do this." The yellow school bus rumbled to a stop at the corner. It felt like a roaring engine of chaos. As Sophia stepped up the stairs, the scent of vinyl seats and old pencils filled the air. She scanned the rows of seats, looking for a spot, but the bus was crowded with students who seemed so much older and louder. Sophia found a seat near the window, but a boy named Alex stood in the aisle, blocking her view. "Look at the new kid," Alex smirked, leaning over her seat. "Good luck finding your locker. I heard they have a habit of locking themselves forever." Sophia felt her heart thumping against her ribs as he laughed. When the bus doors hissed open, the school building loomed over Sophia like a mountain of red brick. Students were rushing everywhere, a blur of backpacks and loud voices. The scale of it was overwhelming. She felt like a tiny explorer standing at the base of a giant, unknown peak. Just as Sophia felt like she might disappear, a girl with a bright smile tapped her on the shoulder. "Is your map upside down too?" she asked with a laugh. "I'm Ria. I've been looking for the gym for 10 minutes. Sophia felt a tiny spark of relief. She wasn't the only one who was confused. Inside, the maze truly began. The hallways were a dizzying loop of slamming metal and ringing bells. Sophia stood in front of locker 402, twisting the silver dial over and over, but the handle wouldn't budge. Every time the bell screamed, a new crowd of students surged past, making her feel small. The transitions between classes were the hardest. The hallways were like a river of people moving in every direction. Sophia clutched her colorful notebooks to her chest, terrified of being swept away. She had to learn to navigate the corners and dodge the swinging locker doors while searching for room numbers. Her first class was Earth Science. Instead of one teacher for the whole day, Sophia had to find a new room for every subject. Miss Sterling stood at the front, surrounded by glowing globes and jars of minerals. "In this room," she said, her voice calm and steady, "we don't just memorize, we investigate." Miss Sterling showed Sophia how to look through a microscope. For a moment, the fear in Sophia's mind was replaced by the wonder of a tiny, hidden crystal world. The edges of the maze seemed to soften when she focused on the beauty of the science right in front of her. Lunchtime arrived, and the cafeteria was a sea of long tables and clattering trays. Sophia wandered for a moment, her tray feeling heavy and awkward. Then she saw a familiar pink t-shirt. Ria waved her over to a table in the corner. The pizza is actually okay, Ria joked, if you like squares. Just as they started eating, Alex walked by. He stopped and pointed at Sophia's lunch. Still eating the crusts on your sandwiches? How elementary, he laughed loudly. Sophia kept her head down, feeling the heat rise in her cheeks. The teasing made the large school feel cold and unfriendly again. Later, they had physical education. Mr. Clint, the coach, blew a loud whistle that echoed off the gym walls. Today is about teamwork, he shouted. They played a game where they had to move as a group to keep a giant ball in the air. Sophia found herself running and laughing with the others. During the game, Alex tried to run too fast to show off and tripped over his own feet, tumbling onto the gym floor. A few kids started to giggle, but Sophia didn't. She saw him look embarrassed and small for a second, his tough guy mask slipping. She realized everyone has moments where they feel clumsy. Between classes on Thursday, Alex appeared again in the hall. As Sophia hurried toward her next room, his shoulder caught hers, and Sophia's binder flew from her grip, scattering her papers across the floor. "Oops, watch where you're going," Alex said, but his voice sounded less sure than it had before. Sophia stood up and looked Alex right in the eye. "Alex," she said firmly, "I'm just trying to get to class." Alex blinked, his face turning red. I'm sorry," he muttered, reaching down to help her pick up a fallen paper. "I've been having a rough week. I shouldn't have been mean to you." By the end of the week, Sophia walked to the bus with Ria. She opened her teal notebook and wrote, "The maze is still big, but I have a map, a best friend, and I found my voice." She looked at the school and realized it didn't look like a mountain anymore. It looked like home.